Joe has a very common problem that I see with a lot of players, and it's that he likes to swing. Okay, he's a big guy, lots of power, so a big part of his game is to use that power, right? And quite often he gets caught out by that because he thinks power comes from swing, and swing means big movement, and it also tend to mean late contact time. So what I mean with this, if Joe was to stand in the middle here, right, and if the shuttle was to go to his backhand, for example, if I was to hit a flat clear to his backhand, what often is that Joe, he told me last night, he feels quite under pressure. He doesn't have enough time to swing. So what he does is that he would turn around. Now he got time to turn and he'd do a big swing. But his backhand sucks. And he often does like things like this or like this, and it doesn't go anywhere. And I asked Joe last night, why do you keep on doing that? And he said, he doesn't have enough time. The shuttle come here too fast, he can't react, so he has to allow the shuttle to go past him, so now he can have time to turn and swing. And you see happen on the forehand as well. So the shuttle will come along and go, oh, it's too fast, I can't swing. So now he has to turn and he wait, and quite often it's going to be late and it's going to be low, okay? So one of the main reasons why, as I've said, is that they think power is an important part of the game, and power means big swing. And there are two fundamental things I want Joe to change from this training. One is that power, a lot of power comes from your fingers rather than swing. The second thing that he's going to work on is a principle that I call meet the shuttle. So what do I mean by this? As the shuttle come along and Joe get ready, right? As the shuttle come along, I want him to extend his racket to meet the shuttle as early as possible. So there are two things that's really important with that. One is that he learning the principle of meeting the shuttle early, which means that he's going to get the shuttle in front of him rather than behind, and the shuttle tend to be higher rather than lower, okay? So that's one principle. The second principle he's going to learn is that as he meets the shuttle, as you can see now, his racket should be slightly in front of his hand, and there's no backswing, okay? So quite often you'll see players, when the shuttle come along, their racket will be ready like this because they get ready for the big swing, okay? Right? And what happened then is they tend to hit the shuttle quite close to their body, and it tend to be quite a hard shot. And there's not a lot of deception on that. So what I want Joe to learn is, as he get ready, as the shuttle come, he's going to learn to meet the shuttle, and from there, he's going to start learning the various options that he can have to control the rally. Right? So to go from the side, as you can see, if he meet the shuttle early, racket will be in front of his hand in front of the body, so the contact point is well in front of the body, okay? But if he doesn't, and he go for the big swing, it's going to be back here, and they're going to be down here, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Today we're going to work on that principle of meeting the shuttle, and we're going to break it down step by step. So the first exercise I'm going to do is I'm going to feed him, and all I want him to do is extend that racket early and just meet the shuttle. Don't do anything with a shot, just simply learn the idea of extending your arms out and touching that shuttle as early and as high as possible. And that's for backhand and forehand, okay? So don't do anything, just learn to meet the shuttle. So Joe is, imagine he's playing singles, that's why he's where the black line is, right? So all I want to do is just learn to meet the shuttle early. No matter what I hit, that's it. So it doesn't matter, okay? So don't bring the racket back. Make sure the racket stay in front of you the whole time, okay? Okay, so your racket's still here. I would love your racket to be in front of your hand. Exactly, right? Yeah, right, good. Just extend, that's it. That's all you're doing, extend. There you go, extend, good. Extend, yes, extend. That's it. Is if Joe was to turn like before, right? If I'm going to hit to your backhand and you turn like before, what happened that you can see there, so when Joe allowed the shuttle to go past him and do a big swing, as you can see, he has to turn his body away from the opponent, right? But if he learned to meet the shuttle early, what tends to happen that he's still facing on directly onto the opponent. So after he hit, he's going to be ready for the next shot immediately, rather than turn and come back. That's really, really slow, right? Good. Yeah, split. Good. No, don't jump. Left foot, okay? Split, left foot. Good. Split first, split, left foot. There you go. Split, right foot. There you go. Split, left foot. That's it. So right now, Joe is still just touching the shuttle, right? Right? That's it. Even nice and low or high, he just do that. So now Joe has learned how to meet the shuttle. The next thing I want him to do is meet the shuttle and just simply squeeze. So this exercise is to get him to learn to control his urge to swing. Okay? So if you watch the difference between the first one, so if you see how little my hand move. To the second one, that's too much. That's way too much, right? So learn to do that. And what you find as you get better and better at it, and I'm pretty sure Joe would have noticed when he played against me, is the moment I put my racket in front like this, and I wait, you're going to freeze. Yeah. Right? He might do a drop shot. He's going to do something. He's going to get that contact early. I got to get ready. And when my racket's here, ready, what I tend to do is I watch the opponent. Are they going to move to the front? Are they going to stay at the back? Then I can decide what to do as I see what the opponent is. Right? And I can decide soft. I can decide cross. It doesn't take much to send the shuttle to power, but you have to learn to have faith in the power that you can generate with your fingers, right? So in this exercise, I don't care where the shuttle goes or how far it is. The biggest thing for Joe is not to bring this racket back. Just learn to have soft hand and squeeze, okay? That's all you're going to learn for this exercise. Yeah, so wherever it is, you're going to reach out early, leave it there, and squeeze, okay? So try not to do this. As little as you can. Yeah, that's all you need. And as you squeeze, really squeeze, right? So don't just stop like this. You can squeeze and extend this arm, okay? But don't go back. See, that's too far. So you see, come forward and squeeze. Yep, that's what you're doing, okay? That's it. Yeah, see how much power you have, right? One thing you're doing wrong. So one thing I want Joe to change is that your momentum of your body has a lot of energy, okay? So if you move it too early and you stop, then everything has to, all the power has to come from your grip. But if you can learn to go, just that little step forward, that transfer of energy forward, you can generate a lot more power into the shot. Right. So rather than lean, stop, and hit. So learn to time your step as you hit as well. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes. That's it. Good. So it's important to realize that kind of shots that are kind of like this range here, and especially if it comes fast to you, that is not the time for you to try to hit a winner, right? So if you're trying to go, oh, shot's up, I got to hit down, you're putting all the risk on yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right? So that when you know that you're under pressure, and especially if the shot quality is good, it's all about you trying to control the shot and set up for the next shot and continue in that rally. So obviously, if they're at the back, then there's lots of gap in the front. You just touch it, right? If they happen to drive from that side, then here's a court on that side, and you just directly cross-court it, that kind of thing, right? So it's all about control. This is not the winning shots, okay? It's about the control. But remember, if you make no mistakes and they make mistakes, you are winning naturally, right? So you just touch it, exactly, right? And then you set yourself up. I'm gonna be here. What am I gonna do with that shot when it go over? I gotta come forward and lift it, or play the net shot, and you already be there, right? So, good. Yes. That's it. Touch, that's it. As you can see, Joe is now getting much better of not swinging. He's still, you know, a couple of times he's still swinging, but he's slowly getting better. I think especially when the shot is high, he tend to be more eager to hit down with the swing, but now he's a lot better at learning to realize you can just touch it. You see, because what happens is, when the shuttle go up here, and if your instinct is to swing, what happened? Your racket gonna be in this position. Which means if you're not getting a good contact, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna hit up, right? If your contact point is here, you're gonna hit up. And especially if you feel like you're stressed and you don't react fast enough, then you're gonna go, oh, I can't hit, gonna go up. What happened? You're gonna wait for even longer. Yeah. Does that make sense? So therefore, it's just better to learn to meet the shuttle. Your racket's already this position, and you can just guide it down. Nice and easy, right? So that's really important. So learn to understand the concept of meeting the shuttle. So first exercise is simply someone feed you, and you should touch the shuttle. Don't worry about where it goes. The second exercise now is just learning to squeeze without drawing the racket back, right? And I think once you start to do that, you're going to find that you're going to have heaps more time playing that mid-court or as a back person. Do you find you have more time when you do that? Yeah, you're not. Yeah, and you're ready for the next shot a lot more, isn't it? Because you already face the front, right? So yeah, learn that, and I think it's going to transform the way you see the game. And hopefully, I think you're going to find that you're going to have more time. And if you have more time, I mean, you're also going to be more relaxing on court, which is a really, really good thing. So hope you like the video. Click on one of these for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.